All right, y'all. So once again, Better Call Saul mid-season finale review, okay? I need, if you haven't seen this episode and you have any remote interest, like I'm not joking when I say this, motherfucker, okay? If you're like, oh, I've seen Breaking Bad and I liked it, but I haven't seen Better, turn this fucking shit off. If you are ever in your mind ever gonna watch Better Call Saul at all, ever, and you're maybe I'll watch it in 6 years, turn this fucking shit off now. Turn it off. I swear to God, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, okay? Get the fuck out. That's your final word. I'm not fucking around, motherfucker, because again, this episode has such a profound spoiler that it will make you unable to enjoy the series in the same way. You just gotta turn it off. You gotta turn it off. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I want to do this review and I want to see my chat have 0 users in it, motherfucker. Anyway, so Better Call Saul season 6, episode 6, I think it was 6. I think it was called Plan and Execution. My God. Okay, so now everyone who's watching this has seen the show, has seen the episode, okay? Holy fuck. Holy fuck. That's okay, so bear with me, all right? If you've seen the episode, which if you're watching this, you have to have seen the episode, because there's no way you'd be watching this if you haven't seen the episode. And if that's the case, one last time, get the fuck out. All right. So this is the mid-season finale. They did this for Breaking Bad where they break it up or whatever. Right, so we're going to have to wait until July 11th for the next episode. And what a cliffhanger. Oh my God. So, okay. So as always, every episode of Better Call Saul so far this season, every Monday, I've been doing shrooms. Right? I've been unlocking the higher states of consciousness to enjoy the pure, magnificent art known as Better Call Saul, one of the greatest shows. At this point, after last episode, I'm safe to say maybe one of the best shows, if not the best show that's ever been made. I cannot heap praise on this enough. Like, I swear to God, like this episode was so good. So anyway, the whole season so far, all the plot points of like Lalo being the fucking secret, like, agent, like, everyone thinks he's dead, he's going around doing a bunch of stuff in the background, right, he's got, like, a scene per episode, like, he's doing some investigations, right, and it's like, you know, I was expecting Lalo to be a second half thing, but alright, and then you've got Saul and Kim, who are doing this, like, scam on Howard, right, just to get a little revenge and to maybe get the Sandpiper money, right? And that plot point was my favorite. I love the Slippin' Jimmy shit. That shit is so good. It's, you know, it's great. It's excellent content. It's 10 out of 10 content. So they're doing one last slip. They're slipping one more time, getting some revenge on Howard, making him look like a cokehead at like this really important meeting, and it was executed really well. Right, and then the twist in this episode where the PI that Howard hired is actually Saul's guy, like that. Oh, it's great. And then like putting like the weird drugs on the photos so that he has the dilated pupils and everyone thinks he's on coke. It's great. That scene when they're listening in, Saul and Kim are listening in as the meeting is going to shit. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's just so good. I was so into it, right? Like, because it's the big payoff. Like, I was under the impression that that's the big payoff of the whole half season so far. So all the episodes up until this point, I was under the impression that that's going to be the payoff. And then the next half of the season is going to be like where the cartel shit starts to get a little bit more wacky. That's what going into this episode, that was my prediction. There was no part of me, there was 0% of me that saw what happened coming. I did not predict it, right? And it hit me by surprise, I must say. Wow. I mean, the ending of this episode, I cannot, it's great. It's 10 out of 10. It's 11 out of 10. Like, I feel like there's no, I can't, again, I cannot heap enough praise on this episode. It was a masterpiece. So anyway, like, okay, so Howard is like, he's had enough. He knows that Jimmy is slipping him again. He's trolling him. Right? And that's what I love about this episode is that, like, it's the same thing with Chuck in the previous seasons where Jimmy, a.k.a. Saul, just fucks with him. But, like, in a way that he looks crazy to everyone else. You know what I mean? And it's great, but then, like, as the audience watching it, that everything that Howard is saying is true. Like, Howard knows, he can extremely accurately predict every step of the way of what Jimmy is doing. It just sounds crazy to everyone else, but he's right. He's right on the money, right? And it's great. So the scene when he's, like, drunk and goes to Jimmy's apartment, like, this is where the screen grab is, right here. It's, like, he's already drunk, right? He's got, like, the loose tie. He looks disheveled, right? He's just pissed the fuck off. He wants to know why, right? And he gives his speech, right? And, like, tells Kim that she's, like, a sociopath and that he's, like, disappointed in her. It's a great scene. It's so good. I was so into this scene. Like, before Lalo showed up, I was still like, this is great. It's happening. And then the fucking part with the candle, right? So there's, like, a candle in their apartment, right? And every time a character moves, they show the candle flame, like, or whatever, right? So then everyone's standing still, right? And then the candle flame goes, right? And then you see Saul have, like, that terrified look on his face. He's freaking the fuck out. And immediately, as soon as that happens, I'm like, no way. There's no way Lalo is here. They can't do. I forgot to mention that, like, Lalo is setting up Gus the whole time, the whole episode. Like, Lalo calls, like, Hector or whatever, and I think that's his name. Was it like the fucking calls him and then realizes that Gus bugged the retirement home or whatever. So he makes a new plan on the fly and diverts all the people away from Jimmy's house. And then the other factor here is that Kim was told by Mike earlier in the season that Lalo's alive, and Kim didn't tell Jimmy. That's what's so good about it. So, like, Jimmy is under the impression Lalo is dead, and then all of a sudden he sees him like a ghost right behind Howard. And that's the thing about this, right? Is the whole show, right? It's like, there's, like, two storylines in the whole show that are almost entirely separate. And every once in a while, like, the cartel side plot will merge with Jimmy, and it's usually only Jimmy that it merges with, right? Because that's, he's the titular character or whatever, right? But, like, usually Jimmy's got he's got the worlds, right? He's got the lawyer world, his personal life, that's all in that world, and then he's got the side world of the cartel stuff. And then it merged in this episode for, like, the first time, and it's, I can't heap enough praise. I mean, again, like, it's a 10 out of 10, perfectly done. Holy moly. So anyway, so Lalo shows up like a ghost, and the scene where, like, Jimmy, like, grabs Kim and, like, just backs away in fear, like, just, you can see the terror. The acting was profound. Like, you can see the terror in their eyes. Like, they're both freaking the fuck out. And then Howard doesn't know what's going on. Howard's, like, in the middle of this, like, speech. He's yelling at them, saying that he thinks that they're, like, weirdos and freaks. Right? And the thing about this scene, too, is that, like, Jimmy is like, you always land back on your feet. You'll be fine. That's what, like, that was his, like, only reply to Howard. Is like, you know what? You'll be fine. And then Howard is like, yeah, I will be fine. I know I'll be fine, but still fuck you or whatever. And then Lalo, I'm like, I shit you not, I was like, I'm on shrooms. Like, I'm peaking on shrooms at the ending. Because, like, when I'm doing this, I try to, like, time it so that, like, the ending of the episode is, like, around the 2.5 hour mark on my journey. So I am peaking on this. And I watch Lalo put the silencer on the gun, and I'm freaking out. Because it's already clear what's going to happen. Right, but it all happens in, like, a 10-second time span or whatever, right? And then Howard sees the gun, and he's like, all right, I gotta get the fuck out of here, And then Lalo shoots him in the fucking head. And the scene where his head, like, fucking gets shot, and he lands on the fucking, like, table or whatever, and you see his, like, fucked up head. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was freaking the fuck out. I freaked the fuck out. I mean, what a great show. I have to say, what a great fucking show. It's a masterpiece. It's a 10 out of fucking 10. It's a masterpiece. I cannot, like, it's just so good. It's just so good. Like, like, Howard doesn't seem like a character that would be in Breaking Bad for obvious reasons. Like, Breaking Bad follows the story of Walter, and Jesse mostly, right? And Saul's, got a couple of solo scenes, but none, like, really, right? So why would Howard appear? So it's like, it's unclear, but it's also, like, very obviously unnecessary. Like, Howard doesn't need to be in Breaking Bad, obviously, right? But to kill him like that, oh my god. Wow. Like, and again, it's just, like, I was freaking the fuck out. Like, oh, it's so good, right? Because the whole series, right, is like Howard's just like a character that, like, yeah, he's kind of a pompous, rich asshole, right? But he's also, he helped Kim or whatever with the scholarship and all that. Like, he's a nice guy to the main characters, and they still fuck him over anyway because of, like, a disagreement that they had at some point, right? And then, like, just to watch, like, he's, like, the most innocent character in the whole show. Like, maybe besides Kim. But, I mean, even, like, honestly, Howard might be more innocent than Kim. And for him to get just shot in the head, it's fucked up. It's great. It's excellent. It's a masterpiece. I can't, like, I thought that the mid-season break, I thought that they would wrap up the scam, and then Howard would have this big outburst, and then they would, like, and that's how that would end that plot. I did not see Lalo coming, right? But when the candle flame flicked, and then, like, the Jimmy and Kim, like, back away in terror, I was like, oh no, because as soon as you see Lalo, you know what's happening. It's just so good. It's so good. And then, like, I'm left wondering what's going to happen with Kim, right? Because she's not in Breaking Bad. So something's got to happen, right? Like, so the options are she's dead or she gets a fucking, like, dust expansion for her vacuum cleaner, right? Those are the options. Because they teased earlier when Jimmy went to go to the vet and saw that the vet guy was selling his, like, black book of contacts, and, like, you saw the vacuum cleaner card in there. That teased that Jimmy's going to have access to the vacuum cleaner guy. So does Kim get out? Right? Does she get her vacuum cleaned? Or whatever it is. I don't know what the, I forget what the exact phrase or whatever. Or fixed, repaired, whatever. Does she get her fucking, like, does she go and get an expansion fucking add-on for her vacuum? Who knows? They set it up perfectly. Like, every little plot point converged all in that moment, and it's so good. It's so good. It's just so good. I don't even know. I mean, it's Better Call Saul. I just want to say, my opinion, Better Call Saul is way better than Breaking Bad. I know that there's a lot of people that say, oh, Breaking Bad is great, but Better Call Saul looks boring. And those people should not be watching this review, because if so, then they just ruined their whole experience because you're an asshole. But I have to tell you, right, if anyone thinks Breaking Bad is better than Better Call Saul, they have a low IQ. I'm just being honest with you. Like, Better Call Saul builds off of all of the learning and experience of Breaking Bad, and the story is better, right? The plot is better, the characters are better, the writing is better. It's a better show. It's like, and that's the thing, is Breaking Bad I'd still say is a 10 out of 10. Like, it's still a great show. It's still a wonderful show, and I can't wait to watch it again, because I'm probably going to, when this season is over, I'm probably going to watch Breaking Bad again. But it's a better, like, Better Call Saul is just better, right? Like, Bob Odenkirk is a really good actor and plays a really good character and does a really good job, right? Like, the character is just better, right? Like, I'm sorry, if you're one of those dumbass, oh, Breaking Bad's got guns and drugs, therefore it's better. Like, first, like, I can't, like, both are great, but, like, this show is just better. It's just better. Like, it's in the name. I mean, it's Better Call Saul. So I don't know what to tell you. It's better. I don't know. But damn. It's just so good. And then, like, again, like, Kim doesn't tell Jimmy that Lalo's still alive. So there's that, like, trust breach, right? Where it's like, if Kim had told Jimmy that, Would they have even been in the apartment that night? Would they have been somewhere else? Would Lalo have been able to even find them? Right? Wow. Wow. And then, of course, like, I just, you know, the scene where they're reshooting the envelope pictures and they get the college kids in. And then one of the college kids is dressed like the fucking Gelfling from Dark Crystal. I love that. That was just adorable. But, like, the whole episode was perfect. I mean, the whole half of the season, where, like, all the slow burn of, like, all 6 hours of all 5 hours before this episode, it all converged at the end of this one. And it's just, it's phenomenal. I cannot wrap my head around how good this show is. Like, I'm knowing the show is going to be good, having seen all of Breaking Bad and all the movie and every episode up until this point, knowing that I'm watching a masterpiece. I already know I'm watching a masterpiece. Like, I'm already aware as I'm watching that this is like one of the best shows ever made. And yet, it impresses me. Like, that's insane. It's insane. Like, it's still... how did they do it? I don't know. How did they do it? It's great. It's fucking great. I know this whole review is just me saying, it's good, it's great, it's amazing. Right, but then it is. Like, there's this, I can't, I'm speechless. Like, I am speechless. I cannot explain, the words in the English language do not exist to explain how good the show is, and especially this episode. Oh. It's so good. It's just so good. And it's like the domino effect, right? Like, every step of the way, right? Like, looking back, like, as soon as you see this happen, right? It's like, you look at all the decisions, like, Kim could have been meeting with the lieutenant governor, and they could have done the fucking scam at another point, right? Like, all the decisions, all the dominoes that fell into place that led to Howard and Lalo going to that apartment at the same time, and it's all perfect. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I really can't describe how good it is. It's perfect television. I know a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of good shows out there. I've seen a lot of really good shows, but I'm going to be honest. This is the best television show I've ever seen in my life. It's just, it's a masterpiece. I can't explain in words. It's just so good. Anyway, that's what I got to say. Wow. What a fucking show. What a show. What a program. Like, it's art. Like this is art in its, like, most profound way. Like, this is television. Like, the concept of multiple hour-long chunks known as episodes. Like, this is the peak. Like, I refuse to believe that a television show will ever be this good. Again, it's just perfect. I don't know what to say. But there you go. Wow, what an ep. What an ep. What an ep. What an ep. I'm blown away. I'm still blown away. Like, I was like, even this morning, I was still like, as soon as I woke up, I was like, I remembered that I watched this last night, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I was just thinking of, oh, it's just so good. It's just so good. Anyway, that's my show. And I swear to God, if you haven't seen the show and you just ruined this experience for yourself, like, because again, I need you to understand, like, if you spoil this moment and watch the show in the future, it's over. You will never enjoy the show as much as someone who's watching it as it comes out, who's unspoiled. You have ruined the rest of your life. And I'm not joking when I say this. Like, if you spoiled this scene by watching this review, shame on you, motherfucker. Shame on you. You have literally, for whatever reason, your selfish stupidity and your assholeish, you have destroyed the ability for yourself to enjoy an artistic masterpiece without spoilers, and I pity you. I pity you because in my opinion, like, you are a lower quality human if you have you will never again, the experience of watching this show for the first time without spoilers. Wow. You I hope to God that no one was like, oh, I'm going to listen to the show anyway. Wow. I mean, again, it's just, I can't even, there's no words. There's no words to explain how good it is.